Hello, friends! There once was an ant who lived with his colony. One day the ant was carrying crumbs to the colony, and he met a wise snail. The wise snail was sitting on a leaf, and the ant could not help but stop and stare at the snail. They could run away from danger very fast. The wise snail, on the other hand, could not. It took him a long time to get used to his slow pace. He would always compare himself to the ants and feel bad about himself. But the ants respected the snail for his wisdom. They also realized that even though he was slow, he was strong in other ways. The ants learned a valuable lesson that day. They learned that wisdom comes with experience and a slow, steady approach to life. They also learned that everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses, and that we should learn to accept ourselves for who we are. Even though he was slow, he knew many things that the ants did not know. The ants would often go to the wise snail for advice, and the wise snail was always happy to help them. They all lived happily ever after. The ant said, "You are so big and I am so tiny." They had never seen a bird catch one of their colony before. They didn't know what to do. How can I ever hope to be as big as you one day? He slowly climbed up a blade of grass and called out to the bird, "Hey bird, why don't you eat this leaf? It tastes delicious." The bird stopped and thought for a moment. It looked at the leaf and then at the ants. It didn't want the ants anymore. It decided to eat the leaf instead. The ants watched in amazement as the bird ate the leaf and then flew away. The wise snail smiled and said, "Little ant, you are gifted with speed and agility. You can do things that I can only dream of, like running 100 times faster than me, or lifting 50 times more than I can. I may be big, but you are strong and fast. We each have our own strengths." The ant thought for a moment. He had never looked at it that way before. He always compared himself to the snail and felt bad about his size. But the wise snail was right. He was strong and fast. Maybe being small wasn't so bad after all. The ant colony was in a dangerous place. There were birds everywhere, and they were always hungry. But the ants were safe because they were so quick. One day, the ants were carrying food when a bird swooped down and tried to catch them. The ants scattered and the bird caught one. The ants were very scared. The wise snail saw everything. He knew that if he called out to the ants, they wouldn't listen. They were too scared. So he did something else. When the bird was gone, the ants rushed over to the wise snail. They were so grateful to him. They realized that his wisdom had saved them. The ant and the wise snail became best friends after that day. The end.